Hi team, welcome to Additional Sheet. In this video we will go through Ruby Top 50 multiple choice questions and answers. Let's start our video. What is the purpose of the puts method in Ruby? Option A, print the value to the console. Option B, define a variable. Option C, read input from the user. Option D, perform mathematical operations. The correct answer is option A, print the value to the console. In Ruby, which keyword is used to define a class? Option A, class. Option B, define. Option C, type. Option D, struct. The correct answer is option A, class. What does the adder-accessor method do in a Ruby class? Option A, define a class method. Option B, create a reader and writer method for an instance variable. Option C, initialize an object. Option D, inherit from another class. The correct answer is option B, create a reader and writer method for an instance variable. In Ruby, how do you comment a single line of code? Option A, comment. Option B, hash comment. Option C, asterisk comment. Option D, comment. The correct answer is option B, hash comment. What is the purpose of the each method in Ruby? Option A, create a new array. Option B, iterate over elements in a collection. Option C, define a class. Option D, sort an array. The correct answer is option B, iterate over elements in a collection. In Ruby, how do you raise an exception explicitly? Option A, throw exception. Option B, raise exception.new message. Option C, error message. Option D, abort message. The correct answer is option B, raise exception.new message. What is the purpose of the include module in Ruby? Option A, import a module's methods into a class. Option B, define a new module. Option C, include a file in the program. Option D, inherit from a superclass. The correct answer is option A, import a module's methods into a class. Which Ruby method is used to convert a string to uppercase? Option A, to upper. Option B, uppercase. Option C, upcase. Option D, upper. The correct answer is option C, upcase. In Ruby, what is the purpose of the super keyword in a method? Option A, call the method in the superclass. Option B, skip the current iteration in a loop. Option C, exit the program. Option D, call the method in the subclass. The correct answer is option A, call the method in the superclass. Which symbol is used to represent the current object in Ruby? Option A, at this. Option B, self. Option C, current. Option D, object. The correct answer is option B, self. What does the bang symbol typically indicate in Ruby method names? Option A, the method is private. Option B, the method is a class method. Option C, the method mutates the caller. Option D, the method raises an exception. The correct answer is option C, the method mutates the caller. Which method is used to concatenate two arrays in Ruby? Option A, merge. Option B, concat. Option C, combine. Option D, append. The correct answer is option B, concat. In Ruby, what does the unless keyword do? Option A, execute a block of code if the condition is true. Option B, execute a block of code unless the condition is true. Option C, create a loop. Option D, define a method. The correct answer is option B, execute a block of code unless the condition is true. What is the purpose of the case statement in Ruby? Option A, create a loop. Option B, define a method. Option C, evaluate conditions and execute code based on matching values. Option D, concatenate strings. The correct answer is option C, evaluate conditions and execute code based on matching values. Which operator is used for exponentiation in Ruby? Option A. Option B. Option C. Option D. The correct answer is option A. What is the purpose of the yield keyword in Ruby? Option A, return a value from a method. Option B, define a block of code. Option C, exit a loop. Option D, transfer control to the next iteration of a loop. The correct answer is option B, define a block of code. Which method is used to check if a key is present in a Ruby hash? Option A, contains key. Option B, has key. Option C, key exists. Option D, check key. The correct answer is option B, has key. In Ruby, what does the freeze method do? Option A, stop the execution of a program. Option B, freeze the values of constants. Option C, prevent further modifications to an object. Option D, lock a file for writing. The correct answer is option C, prevent further modifications to an object. What does the W syntax in Ruby represent? Option A numeric literal. Option B, a string literal. Option C, an array of symbols. Option D, an array of strings. The correct answer is option D, an array of strings. Which method is used to convert a string to a symbol in Ruby? Option A, to symbol. Option B, symbolize. Option C, convert symbol. Option D, to sim. The correct answer is option D, to sim. In Ruby, what does the operator do when used with strings? Option A, concatenate two strings. Option B, create a new string. Option C, append the right operand to the left operand. Option D, reverse the order of characters in a string. The correct answer is option C, append the right operand to the left operand. Which method is used to find the length of an array in Ruby? Option A, array length. Option B, length. Option C, count. Option D, size. The correct answer is option D, size. What does the next keyword do in a Ruby loop? Option A, skip the current iteration and move to the next one. Option B, exit the loop. Option C, restart the loop. Option D, return a value from the loop. The correct answer is option A. Skip the current iteration and move to the next one. Which method is used to convert a string to lowercase in Ruby? Option A, to lower. Option B, lowercase. Option C, downcase. Option D, convert lowercase. The correct answer is option C, downcase. In Ruby, how do you define a constant? Option A, constant. Option B, const. Option C, define constant. Option D, constant name. The correct answer is option D, constant name. What is the purpose of the require statement in Ruby? Option A, define a module. Option B, include a file in the program. Option C, import a gem. Option D, create a loop. The correct answer is option B, include a file in the program. Which Ruby method is used to find the index of the first occurrence of a value in an array? Option A, find index. Option B, index of. Option C, search. Option D, locate. The correct answer is option A, find index. What is the purpose of the adder reader in a Ruby class? Option A, create a new instance of the class. Option B, define a reader method for an instance variable. Option C, define a writer method for an instance variable. Option D, inherit from another class. The correct answer is option B, define a reader method for an instance variable. In Ruby, what does the respond to method check for? Option A, the existence of a method. Option B, the type of an object. Option C, the presence of a block. Option D, the size of an array. The correct answer is option A, the existence of a method. Which Ruby method is used to remove the last element from an array and return it? Option A, pop. Option B, remove last. Option C, delete last. Option D, shift. The correct answer is option A, pop. What does the operator do in Ruby? Option A, assigns a default value to a variable if the variable is nil or false. Option B, performs a logical OR operation. Option C, concatenates two strings. Option D, raises an exception. The correct answer is option A, assigns a default value to a variable if the variable is nil or false. In Ruby, how do you open and read the contents of a file? Option A, read file. Option B, open file. Option C, file, read. Option D, read. The correct answer is option C, file, read. Which method is used to remove all elements from an array in Ruby? Option A, clear. Option B, remove all. Option C, delete all. Option D, empty. The correct answer is option A, clear. What is the purpose of the enumerable module in Ruby? Option A, define constants. Option B, create classes. Option C, provide iteration methods for collections. Option D, handle exceptions. The correct answer is option C, provide iteration methods for collections. Which method is used to convert a symbol to a string in Ruby? Option A, to string. Option B, convert string. Option C, stringify. Option D, to S. The correct answer is option D, to S. In Ruby, what does the range operator exclude in a range? Option A, the first element. Option B, the last element. Option C, both the first and last elements. Option D, neither the first nor last elements. The correct answer is option B, the last element. What does the symbol represent in Ruby's string formatting? Option A, concatenation. Option B, interpolation. Option C, division. Option D, modulo. The correct answer is option B, interpolation. Which method is used to check if a substring exists in a string in Ruby? Option A, substring exists. Option B, contains. Option C, include. Option D, sub. The correct answer is option C, include. In Ruby, what is the purpose of the adder writer in a class? Option A, create a new instance of the class. Option B, define a reader method for an instance variable. Option C, define a writer method for an instance variable. Option D, inherit from another class. The correct answer is option C, define a writer method for an instance variable. Which Ruby method is used to convert a number to a string? Option A, convert string. Option B, number to S. Option C, to string. Option D, to S. The correct answer is option D, to S. What is the purpose of the module keyword in Ruby? Option A, define a class. Option B, create a module. Option C, import a gem. Option D, declare a constant. The correct answer is option B, create a module. In Ruby, what is the purpose of the unless modifier? Option A, execute a block of code if the condition is true. Option B, execute a block of code unless the condition is false. Option C, create a loop. Option D, declare a variable. The correct answer is option B, execute a block of code unless the condition is false. Which method is used to convert a string to an array of characters in Ruby? Option A, split. Option B, to array. Option C, chars. Option D, string to array. The correct answer is option C, chars. What is the purpose of the self keyword in Ruby? Option A, reference the superclass. Option B, represent the current object. Option C, define a constant. Option D, call a method on another object. The correct answer is option B, represent the current object. Which method is used to convert a string to an integer in Ruby? Option A, tie. Option B, integerize. Option C, convert integer. Option D, string to int. The correct answer is option A, tie. What does the prepend method do in Ruby? Option A, append an element to an array. Option B, insert an element at the beginning of an array. Option C, concatenate two arrays. Option D, reverse the order of elements in an array. The correct answer is option B, insert an element at the beginning of an array. In Ruby, what is the purpose of the retry keyword in a rescue block? Option A, exit the loop. Option B, retry the entire block of code. Option C, raise an exception. Option D, skip the current iteration. The correct answer is option B, retry the entire block of code. Which method is used to concatenate two strings in Ruby? Option A, merge. Option B, concat. Option C, combine. Option D, append. The correct answer is option B, concat. What is the purpose of the sprintf method in Ruby? Option A, parse a string. Option B, format a string. Option C, convert a symbol to a string. Option D, concatenate strings. The correct answer is option B, format a string. Which operator is used to check if two values are equal in both value and type in Ruby? Option A. Option B. Option C. Option D, EQ. The correct answer is option A. Thank you. Please visit Additional Sheet website.